Hello everyone, this is Mercator825. We're in Attila Total War and we're going to have some kind of discussion over here. So we're going to have a look at the game and we are going to decide whether it is worth buying at the current state or if we should wait a little bit. I have already bought it, but if you should at least. So first of all we are going to go with the battles. The battles are pretty similar to the ones we had in Rome 2 and there's no big surprise over there. I mean, it's the same engine, so yeah, that's pretty expected. Now, the fire mechanic that is new is pretty awesome, I must say. When you're in sieges and you can set the town completely on fire, that's just great. Now, it has a drawback, and that is that you can only set stuff on fire with missile units. I mean, I would see some barbaric hordes composed of infantry, for example, raiding and pillaging and burning stuff. So, for you being only able to burn things with missiles is a little bit disappointing. I would hope that at the same time you can throw kind of torches at the gates with infantry to burn them down. I was hoping you could do the same to buildings. But anyway, that's just an opinion. The AI it's similar to the one we had in Rome 2 as well. It has some improvements. For example, I've seen it keep the general alive for a long time. In this game it's very important to keep your general alive. So yeah, seeing the AI with the general at the backlines, it's pretty good. And also when you're playing siege battles, they tend to keep the best units for the end of the battle, keeping them in the in the capture point or something. They do a pretty good job, but of course all the times you just see them throwing skirmishers in melee or doing some weird stuff. Now there are new maps and that is pretty good. I mean, maybe it's me that I'm too used to Rome 2's siege maps, but the new cities, they just look so refreshing and with different cultures you see a lot of variations and I quite like that. So yeah, I think that's pretty good and that is all for battle. Oh yeah, but by the way, I almost forgot. From the fire mechanic, it is pretty good in siege battles, but it can be used also in naval battles. It is pretty good. You can use it very effectively and it has a really good look basically. Now if we go to the campaign map, we have a lot of things to talk about. For example, the diplomatic options, there are some new options added and that's to be thanked. For example, we can issue marriages with different factions right now and we can give presents. Instead of giving away money, we can give kind of presents worth money, and yeah, that is pretty good. Now, the looks of the campaign map, we were told they were improved, and they are. It's like in the land of the continent, and basically all the land, it has suffered an improvement a lot. It's really good and very well detailed. Now, the water is another story. I thought it was going to be better, but in the end I think it's just like Rome 2's water. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, for me, for example, in the shores zones, when the waves are crashing onto the shore, that doesn't look very realistic in the campaign map. But anyway, that's just a personal opinion. Now, the AI, I have played the Pearl campaign and a little bit of the Saxon campaign, so I can't really talk a lot about it because, you know, the Pearl campaign, the AI is script and it's going to do the same things all over again. But from what I saw in my Saxon campaign, they are doing okay. Maybe not perfect, but they're doing okay. Like, I was attacking Britain and they were trying to defend it. The Romans were trying to defend it. They were sending reinforcements from the continent and they were recruiting new units, and that's awesome. The family tree, we knew it was coming and I think it's very well done. Like, it gets the best things from Rome 2 and the best ones from the classic games of Total War. So we had the family tree, but at the same time we had all the options. You can adopt people, you can assassinate people, you can set for example, someone to be the shield bearer of another one. You have a very cool general, and then you have a young nobleman. You can make the nobleman be the shield bearer of the general, so yeah, he can get experience and all that things. It's pretty good. You can seek wives and all that thing. So yeah, the family tree is awesome, and it's also very simple. Like, it is more diversified, but at the same time more simple. I remember playing Rome 2 that some of the political actions that I took, I didn't even know if they were good or bad. I don't know, for example, I hired assassins or I issued marriages, but I wasn't sure if it is a good decision or not. It wasn't very well explained. Now over here I think it's a little bit more clear, so it's pretty good. And yeah. Oh, and the end turns. Yeah, the end turns are pretty fast. Of course, they take a little bit longer when it comes to the turn of the Romans, both empires, but that's understandable because they control a lot of terrain. But in general, I would say they are acceptable. Now, if we go to the soundtrack, the soundtrack is different depending on the faction you are playing as, and that is very good. But I must say it is pretty similar. Like, they are different, but all of them they look alike. Yeah, I think it's pretty passive as well. Like, sometimes I find myself playing and completely forgetting about the soundtrack. I can't hear it because I'm just concentrating on the fight that is going on, and I just don't realize that the soundtrack is there. And I think that should be changed. Maybe it should be more shocking and more vivid. But anyway, that's just a personal opinion. Now, if we go into the graphics, I have the graphics set on high. I think the majority of the things are on high. I don't have the best computer out there, but it isn't the worst one either. It is quite decent, and yeah, the graphics look pretty good. It would look better with blood, but you know that it's going to be released with a blood pack, so yeah, I think the graphics look pretty good. Now there's a little problem, for example, when you are watching the fire going on and you zoom out, sometimes the fire disappears and you can only see it when you get closer. But yeah, with the graphics we are going to talk as well. We're also going to talk, excuse me, we're also going to talk about optimization. Now, optimization is a little bit off right now. I'm having about 20 FPS while on campaign map, on battles and everything, and yeah, it's okay, but remember it's 20 FPS without fraps, and when you zoom in on certain parts of the battlefield you can even get it dropping to 10 or even 8 FPS. So that is a little bit painful and a little bit jumpy from time to time, but yeah, I'm hoping CA will fix that. I'm sure they're going to get it better through patches and things. So yeah, now we're going to go to the conclusion. So we've been talking about the game in general. The conclusion, all in all, I would say it is playable, it is very good. I haven't experienced any bugs whatsoever. I just experienced one, and the game, it wasn't a bug, it just crashed. And it wasn't because of the game, it was because of a problem, a program that I was running. And yeah, so the game looks pretty good. It is pretty entertaining, and I'm sure you can have a lot of fun with it. I would buy it, like, I pre-ordered it, but if you don't have it, I would buy it. I think it's pretty safe, a safe bet. And yeah, on a side note, as a last opinion, I would say that I don't really like the variety of units that we have available. Like, we have very different factions, but some of them have very similar units. For example, you look the Saxons and the Franks and all the Norsemen, but also you can look at the Visigoths and the Goths, and they have a lot of units in common or very similar. Now, I understand that because they have similar cultures, they are so close to each other, so yeah, that's understandable, but some more individual units would be appreciated. For example, in between the Norsemen you have the Jutes, the Geats and the Danes, and all three of them have almost the same rosters with some variations. It's like the culture packs we got from Rome 2, basically. So yeah, that's something that I don't really like, but in the end I think it's a wonderful game, and I'm sure I'm going to like it a lot. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you have a different opinion, let me know. If you have bought the game and you have something to say, you can put it in the comment section. If you haven't bought it, you can also tell me if this video has helped you in any way, and everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.